Welcome to the show. In today's episode, I'll teach you on what sort of equipment you should bring for your two-gun competitions. This includes PCSL two-gun action challenge match, Brutality, and very similar competitions. This type of competition would involve movement in various shooting stances, various conditions, as well as other awkward and unorthodox shooting conditions and challenges.
To the barrel up front.
So, first thing you should get, personal protective equipment. Of course, you need to go bring your eye protection and your ear protection. For your ear protection, I strongly recommend you bring electronic muffs as well as earplugs, high-fidelity earplugs. However, like me, I have weird head geometry. Sometimes I would have stuff slip and fall down. I prefer to have both high-fidelity earplugs on the inside, and on the outside over it, I will have electronic earmuffs. Shooting glasses, whether tinted or brightly colored, it doesn't really matter as long as it meets the 87 impact requirements. For protection against the ground, against scrapes and cuts, I strongly recommend you have long-sleeve clothing. This could be in the form of military surplus BDUs, competition jerseys, but one of my favorite pieces of equipment would be hot weather BDUs in conjunction with a combat shirt. This provides great circulation and cooling, especially in very, very hot conditions. And if you're running an active, that's a really good thing to have. Headgear is also a must. I strongly recommend you have a baseball cap, a patrol cap, a boonie cap, or if you're doing armored competitions and you'd like to use a helmet, I strongly recommend you have a bump helmet, a impact-rated skateboard helmet, or a lightweight ballistic helmet. Gloves are also a must. Some stages you don't really need to use them, you don't need to crawl on the ground. However, for setup and takedown of targets and to reset stages, these are great, especially with the prevention of splinters on your hands, as well as touching sharp pieces of metal. Knee pads and elbow pads are also a great thing to have. For crawling on the ground, resting on your knees and elbows, especially if you have, like, say, joint problems, or if you have deal with like sharp rocks and gravel. These are quite excellent. For your footwear, closed-toe shoes. Whether it be sneakers, or what I would recommend would be boots that would cover above the ankles. This includes like your hiking boots as well as combat boots. Now, your choice of firearm for two-gun, it all depends on personal preference. However, your choice of firearm will determine on what sort of division you'll be participating in. Well, one thing to keep in mind is that for any sort of long gun that is not actively being used, you must have a chamber flag in it at all times. As far as for a handgun, it must be in a pouch or holster, unloaded at all times. A holster I recommend would be a retention holster that has some sort of active retention on it. That way, if you accidentally bump yourself on obstacles and strike the grip or butt of the pistol, it won't fly away and fall off and lead to a disqualification. One thing I strongly recommend to use would be the Safariland ALS holster or ALS SLS holsters, or flap holsters, or other similar holsters. Do not bring any sort of retention holster which uses the index finger to release the pistol, such as the Blackhawk Serpa, the Phobos holster, the SciTac holster, among others. That's a very unsafe design, and that is prohibited to use in most competitions. Almost forgot. For your long gun, have a sling be attached to it. For ammunition, you should just bring full metal jacket ammunition. Nothing stopping you from bringing in soft points, hollow points, defensive rounds, or match ammunition, but I think that's a bit overkill and cost prohibitive. So, ordinary 5.56 cartridges like M193 or 223 Remington full metal jacket loads, or total metal jacket or full metal jacket 9mm loads, or whatever appropriate caliber is for your firearm, it's just fine. Depending on range rules, you could also bring in bimetal jacketed ammunition. such as Russian steel case ammunition and other similar ammunition. However, the ammunition you should not bring at all would be armor-piercing ammunition, tracer ammunition, steel core ammunition, steel-tipped ammunition, and very similar types of exotic ammunition designed to penetrate targets or to create fires. For example, SS-109 or green-tip ammunition for 5.56, you should not bring at all. Do not bring 7-in-6, 7-in-10, 5.45 ammunition, Chinese steel core ammunition for your AKMs and AK-47s, black tip ammunition for 30-06. Don't bring any of those at all, but full metal jacket ammunition, great and good to go. How much ammunition shall you bring and how many magazines? Well, in my own experience for competitions, I'd say 4 pistol magazines should be adequate, and 4 rifle magazines shall be adequate. However, I think having 7 magazines for your rifle and 4 magazines for your pistol should get you going through most, if not all, situations. And besides, if you look at it in a certain way of using practical firearms for practical applications, train as you fight. But for how much ammunition you should bring, I'd say 300 rounds of rifle ammunition, 300 rounds of pistol ammunition, but check your course description for exact details on that. And let's go talk about how to carry all that ammunition and magazines. Now, to carry all your ammunition and magazines with you through the competition, you're going to go need load-bearing equipment. This can be military surplus, it could be more modern stuff. Either way, you're going to go need to carry enough magazines to last you through each individual stage. I strongly recommend you have a combination of a belt system, and on top of that, a chest rig. So, inexpensively, you can use a Chi-Com chest rig like this, the Type 56 or Type 81 chest rig, and modify it yourself using Velcro and a sewing machine. But one thing that is very nice, that is nimble enough, yet robust enough and versatile enough, would be 4 magazine chest rigs with additional pouches. For example, the Haley D3 CR chest rig. You can have 4 magazines on it, 2 pistol magazines, as well as additional pouches and other ways to mount and carry additional equipment on you. And for a more modern system like this, it has 1-inch swift clips. You can easily integrate that into a lightweight armor system if you're going to choose to run an armored type division. For your belt, this is what I have. I have Crye suspenders on it to help carry additional weight. And this can be worn through with hot temperatures, cold temperatures. If you're wearing rain gear or BDUs, you can wear this easily over it. Quite versatile. So I have 2 additional pistol mag pouches, 2 additional rifle pouches, a dump pouch in combination with a single mag rifle pouch. Depending on the specific rule set and 2-gun type of match you have, most of them require use of an IFAK, or individual first aid kit, which includes a CAT tourniquet, compressed gauze, as well as some sort of field dressing or compression bandage system. That is a requirement for most of these. For some types of competition, such as Brutality, you're also required to have either a bayonet or some sort of fixed blade. I strongly recommend the Glock field knife. Inexpensive, durable, lightweight, and easy to mount on most types of belt systems or chest rigs or really anything. This is really a great thing to have. But either way, you're going to need to carry your magazines and equipment with you throughout the competition. So now that you have your pistol, your rifle, your load-bearing equipment, and your personal protective equipment, what else shall you bring to the 2-gun competition? Well, I strongly suggest you bring additional water, a first aid kit for minor scrapes and cuts, as well as sunscreen in either stick or in spray form. Another thing I would suggest is to keep it all around and carry it with you would be a backpack. You can also have a cart, a wagon, or a caddy to take along with you. And once you show up, be very attentive and listen to the range safety brief by either the range safety officer or the match coordinator. If you have any questions regarding safety procedures or stage directions, please ask, as sometimes these stage directions can be murky and be open to interpretation. Other things you should do: Don't disqualify yourself. Maintain positive control of your firearm, follow proper firearm safety procedures, and don't point your firearm inadvertently and point the muzzle towards right behind you, towards the audience or spectators. That's the way to disqualify yourself. Go ahead and have fun. Well, you might not score very high. As long as you don't disqualify yourself and have fun, that's all you need to do. Anything beyond that, try and reach the fastest score, LARP around, try historical kits, try and experiment with your gear and weaponry, or heck, try that Minuteman kit that you've been doing and keeping around for emergencies. Try that out. Now, if you do enjoy this video, give it a like, comment down below to help me with the algorithm, like and subscribe to learn more, read the description for any useful information and sources, and support me with Ko-fi. Okay, now what's a random piece of advice I should give out? Let's see. Oh yeah. Don't groom VTubers when they're under the age of 18, and don't bring them to your tent afterwards. Seriously, that's just wrong. Like that's just messed up. Man, ugh. This video is brought to you by Glow So. This video on what to bring for your 2-gun competition is brought to you by Glow So Bright. Thanks for watching.